Hello awesome people, what is going on? It is BradPhusion here and welcome back to more Space Engineers Ascension. So in the last episode we'd gained a ton of iron from that asteroid just over there. Now at the end of the episode we'd actually lost Sara. Now I was thinking about spawning her back in, but I decided instead of doing that I'm actually going to build a newer and hopefully better Sara. Now I've already started this production over at Primetus in between the episodes, so I wouldn't be spending too much time talking at the start of this one, and we'll just move basically right on to building her. Now I have taken the courtesy of bringing back some of the iron from the station over to Primetus, as we can then refine it into the components we need to actually finish production. Now if we do need to do any mining, we just simply come back here and find the resources we need to find, and then again process that here, or process that back at Primetus and bring that back with us, therefore allowing us to continue building basically. So anyways, let me dial back to Primetus and you guys can see the progress I have done. I haven't really done too much just yet, but you guys get to see the basic idea of what I'm doing. Now, I am building myself a slight scaffolding over here as I work on this, because this will be quite a taller ship anyways, and since I don't have the jetpack anyways, I've actually had a few people asking why don't I use the jetpack. I mean, that was the point of this whole series, was me using Stargates and not having jetpacks. But anyway, the basic idea behind this is Sara, or Sara version 2, or what I'm going to be now calling Sara, because the S would then stand for secondary, or second, will basically be a welding slash grinding vessel. Now obviously I can change it to be drilling per se, but its main functions will simply be to weld and to grind down stuff. Just in case we come across ships we don't necessarily need to take with us, we can grind them down, and so on and so forth. Now this will actually have a connector on it, and that is something that Sara never actually had. And here you guys can see that the whole container mods is actually kind of tilted so that this little conveyor here is actually connected with the connector. Because that was my one issue with connectors on small ships, and especially if you wanted to make a ship that was really small, you couldn't really fit this on quite well unless you either put this on the back or something like that, and then to really connect it to anything you either need to use a ton of smaller connectors or you need to do something else. But right now we have this kind of conversion block of sorts that actually does have storage on it as well, that will allow me to connect basically the welders and grinders to it, whilst allowing it to transfer back and forth using the smaller conveyor like sections here. Anyways, let me add on what I was going to add on initially, and that's these ones here. And now you get the basic idea of how everything works. Now I was going to use a blueprint. I don't have a blueprint for the new ship. I mean, I could have done that anyways and used one of the other ships to weld it, and I actually might do that instead, but I don't actually have the blueprint ready, so I might have to go back and actually get that done. I just wanted to show you guys the basics of it before the blueprint it just suddenly spawns it and it's completely out of control. But this is the basic idea behind it. Something simple, something small. It can still fit through a gate. Only just, but it can still fit. I have tested it out. I mean, there might be the occasional accident maybe somewhere down the line, but for now it seems to work rather nicely. So anyways, whilst I get a projector system up and running, I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, welcome back. So I've now just acquired myself a blueprint. Now I actually have to build the module to actually get it to display and everything. So I'm just going to quickly grind down everything we have placed here, and hopefully you guys can see the design when I'm actually, well, once I've got the blueprint system up and running. So let's get rid of all this here. Now we will have to build a small temporary reactor, or we can actually build it onto Kino and then actually get it to kind of come off of Kino, which actually is not a bad idea either, that we kind of have to kind of make it connect to one of the other. Actually, let's use Kino, because Kino already has power, so it will be good enough to actually build a projector on top of. So Kino, can you come down here and be our test subject, please? Back it off and all the way right down here. Now we can put the projector wherever we really want on Kino, which is perfectly fine. And there we go, locked and sweet. Okay, so now we just need to make ourselves a projector unit, which is right here. Awesome. So what do you guys think about the new block that was released just the other day in Space Engineers, the laser antenna? I actually think it's pretty cool. Some people don't really see the purpose of it. Obviously it doesn't make much sense having it within single player or survival by yourself, though it can serve a purpose. Admittedly, it's just a how should I really explain it? It's like an antenna, but it only broadcasts in one direction, meaning that other people won't be able to pick up your signal. And again, it's not really worthwhile having in solo right now, but you know, nonetheless. Anyways, let's put this down. I'm still not really fine with the orientation. I haven't really gotten used to that because I don't really play with it that much. But anyways, perfect. That is basically exactly where we want it to be. Now, I just realized I can't really connect it on the underside unless I flip it around. That's probably the only way it's going to actually work, because there's no really flat surface down here. I mean, there's a few on the sides there, but nothing really too spectacular. But then again, I can actually build off of that, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this forwards slightly. So projector here, and we're going to go with the, I guess, horizontal offset. No, sorry, forward offset by a few blocks, maybe 3 or 4. One more actually. Yeah, one more and we should be fine. So one more, and then we'll go down slightly as well. So here, up to 4. Just make sure that's on the right one. And then vertical offset is down, not so much like that, just down by 1 or 2. This should just give it enough room to be built, and then what we'll do now is we'll actually have it connected via just a little bit of armor. Let me just go light armor here so I don't really have to worry about too much. And then we'll just, again, kind of just build it upwards slightly. I need a small ramp here to actually utilize. One sec, there we go. Okay, perfect. And there we go. Okay, so now what we can use is we can use the train spark to actually weld the ship completely. Yay! Okay, so everything is turning out rather nicely. And this saves us so much time. But yeah, it looks nice, and I think it's going to be quite functional. So what do you actually have inside of you to utilize? Really, not that much at all, do you? Oh well, nonetheless, we'll put everything inside, and we'll see if you can actually utilize it for your welders, because you have quite a few of them, anyways. So let's see if the welders can. Or maybe we should just put in the welders automatically. I'll put it in here and see if the welders will draw upon it to use it. Hopefully they will, since they are all using the conveyor system. I wanted to try typing in. Oh, there we go. Just typing in 2 works for me. So there we go. So now we can just transfer everything over here, and we'll grab quite a few more resources just to make sure we have everything. Because the last thing we want to do is to kind of run out on resources when building this. So we need quite a bit from over here. Probably going to grab out a few more 100 of you. Again, I just don't want to go under and mess everything up for not having enough of what we need. Obviously we don't need this much, but rather be safe than sorry, I guess. So in here, 2. Okay. And since it is a medium container, it can obviously hold quite a bit as well. Now, did we grab out enough from here? Displays we don't have any of, or we haven't grabbed any of. And might as well grab as many steel plates as possible. We don't need uranium. Actually, should we take the uranium? I don't think we necessarily need to take it, as we can just fill it up ourselves anyway, so that'll be fine. Is that everything we can really take from here? Obviously we can make stuff as well. I'm pretty sure we need a few of these. So let's make 100. Okay, yeah, thank you. I was gonna say let's make 100 of them, and that should be it actually. But again, I don't want to be mistaken and not have enough of what we actually need. I think that's it. Thrusting components maybe, and reactor components is something I know we desperately need. So that's making that. We have a second assembler? No, we don't. Not here, anyways. I'm actually surprised we don't have more than one assembler here, but it is working on production, so we should be fine to start transferring stuff back and forth from the assembler. Here we go. Okay, grab some of you, and let's get ready. Glad everything is coming down rather nicely, I think. Despite the loss of Kara, I think that this here will be an upgrade in itself, as I was saying before. And I think it's a long-needed upgrade, because we have had Kara for... I don't even know how long, since, I think, what is it? Eternal Darkness Season 1? This was when we had Kara, so it's definitely been a very, very long time. And I'm actually looking forward to having an upgrade, and I think Kara wouldn't mind either. Maybe Kara's sister, Sara. There we go, perfect. There we go, so there we have 100 of them. Now, I don't think we necessarily needed that much. Let's just make sure we have kind of enough, just judging from this. Motors is something that we might actually need a fair amount of. You don't need anything special. You need a supercharger, that's fine. I do have all my hotkeys set down here to the components that are necessary. We should have enough. I think computer might be something that we might need a fair amount of. Steel plates and motors. So let's just make sure we have a fair few motors here. Cobalt. Is that something we actually do? Oh no, we have some cobalt. Not enough, but we have some here to get some done. Anyways, no, okay, it's making it all. Sweet. I think that's it. I don't think we necessarily need to really worry about making anything else. This should be hopefully enough. Thruster components. Did we even check we needed them? We do actually need them. I'm glad I checked. Thruster components. Let's just make a few of you. Hopefully we have no cobalt sitting around, but we'll see nonetheless. I'll take this here, and that should be all she wrote. We can only make 50. Did I only tell her to make 50, or do we actually? No, we have only enough for exactly 50. No platinum anywhere around? Platinum? Sorry, I spelled that wrong. No, we do have platinum, it's just in the other place. There we go. Okay, we're fine now. Just to finish that last little bit off there. And there we go. Okay, now time to use the train spark, which I haven't really used for anything other than, well, kind of staring at its ass when I occasionally go through the Stargate. So let's use it for now. Release. Now, does this thing actually have a camera? I'm pretty sure it does have a camera. Wait, it doesn't? This is a surprise. I thought it would have had one right on the front here. But, oh well. What we'll do is we'll spin ourselves around and hopefully get the welders to do what we, well, need them to do. This isn't really the ship I was necessarily wanting to do this with, but we don't actually have Kara, so we can't use it. Actually, what we could use... Oh, should we do that instead? No, but we've already filled up the ship with all of the stuff anyway, so it would be a bit silly to transfer everything back to another ship entirely. Let's just go up above here and just weld it like such. That is doing the job kind of fine, actually. We'll see how much this can do, because this should actually be able to reach the majority of it from directly up above. So we'll let this go for a bit, and I'll be back once it's finished. Okay, so I think for the most part we are actually done here. Now, for whatever reason, it does seem like the welders take a really long time trying to weld certain components. Again, I'm not entirely too sure why that actually is, but that seemed to be happening quite frequently on some of the internals. Now, I'm hoping that, again, a lot of the internals here are actually done, but we'll have to check that ourselves manually in just a second. But it seems like, externally, a lot of everything seems to be fine, other than that DHC that we have on the front here. But, let's quickly check that out. So I'm going to detach this. Actually, what I can do is just go in here and see what actually isn't done. Small Encased Gyroscopes that are on the top side, and a few of the reactors, which are rather important. So that, I think these ones here are on the top side. If I go show on HUD, I think we can actually see these ones, if that is correct, or maybe we can't. Yeah, we can see them. There's one at the front here that isn't done, and a few at the back. And this is what I was saying before about, for whatever reason, the welders don't often weld some of the internal components. Again, I'm not entirely too sure why that is. I can just do these myself, but that would involve me having to deconstruct the ship slightly. Now, what I can do, temporarily, is, so I don't burn the ship down completely, is remove these just temporarily, just so that they don't burn the top of Kino here, and actually rotate this around where I can actually get to it myself, instead of having to rely on the train spark to get this done, as again it seems like it is not so much incapable of doing it, it just isn't very good at doing that. So let's go back down here like such. This should now give us access to the pieces that we actually need to have access to. Now I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was my one fear, but nonetheless we need one large steel tube. Maybe it actually didn't have the large steel tubes that were necessary, which is another thing that I could have actually overlooked. Which it appears that there isn't any inside of the train spark, so maybe that was it. Maybe we were just missing one component, and I just didn't really consider that, or didn't actually think we needed that many of them. We need to make a few more, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. We'll make 20 or so. Don't need to necessarily carry too much on me. But oops, assembler, and grab the 20 out of there, and that should be fine. Okay, so mishap on my side, not really the welding. It did still take forever to do certain components, which still was annoying, but there we go, now you're done. And this one over here as well. So yeah, it again turned out rather nicely, I think, and we'll finally get to take this back to the Phoenix. The only thing that this thing doesn't have is a landing gear. Now it does have a connector, which I can utilize that quite effectively, but I think maybe I'm going to have to put a landing gear somewhere on the underside, maybe not on the top side. I'm not entirely too sure just yet. So bring you around here. Now I think the easiest side to access the is on underneath here. Yeah, so if I go up like such, we should be able to gain access to it. Yes, there we go. Okay, perfect. And now you guys get to see the ship from the underside here. So that wasn't actually done at all, though we do need a power cell. I think we actually do have that. So that shouldn't be too big of an issue. So what do we need here just to finish this off? A few more steel plates, girders, surprisingly. Something that we haven't really had to use much of at all. 2 displays. I wish you could kind of just click to just grab one of these units, but we need 2 of you. I know that much. Let's grab a few computers. Don't really know what else we need just yet. I know we need girders, but we don't actually have any. Do we have interior plates? We should have had plenty. Not in there. Oh, they're over here. Okay. I was slightly confused. Okay. 2 of you. And 2 girders. 6 more computers. Power cells. Okay. We should have plenty of girders because we don't actually use them for much of anything. So no, we don't apparently. I thought we would have had plenty of girders laying around, just because again they're not often used for anything. So no biggie. We'll grab them out of here now. Girders. Here you are. Perfect. And now we need to go back to the assembler, and not really so much the assembler, just anywhere, and look for these power cells. We need 1 power cell. Like so, and I think the last thing was, no, sorry, we needed another few more computers that are inside the train spark, and I think around 20 of you or so. Okay, sweet. Everything is almost done, yay. Yes. 15 more computer pieces, which are in here. Okay, this is the last thing that needs to be done, and then this thing is ready to go. I'm so happy! Yay! Okay, so now we can fill up the depository in here to actually give it power, basically. Its own power source, so then we can disconnect it safely, and everything will be fine. So we're going to give it 10, just to be safe. And that should be that, basically. So in here, let's put the 10 in, and they should start dispersing evenly. Yes, like so. And let's disconnect this from up here now. Oh, actually, yeah, we should be able to disconnect that, or unless we can't reach, which in that case, then we can't disconnect it. But we can rotate this around, and we'll be fine with all that. So let's go around here, and then down like so, without burning through it. Lock it in, and actually finish off what we needed for over here, which is the steel plate and construction components. I'm glad I remembered that in the last second, then else I probably would have completely forgot about it. Okay, there we go. And last piece. There we go. Sara is now up and running. Her own separate entity. How cool is that? Okay, let's take her out for a test flight, shall we? I mean, I'm going to quickly save, but let's take her out for a test flight. Okay, get inside, and I think everything should be assigned properly, so we can now see through the camera view and everything like that. Let's go up here, dampeners off like such, and actually let's not use the camera. Let's go use this view here. So I actually kind of like this view. Let's get rid of all the not the thrusters. All the reactors. Oh, we don't have any gyros. That's an issue. Turn you on, turn that off. Stop here. I actually forgot about that completely. So what we're gonna do is, because we can't actually turn around at all, we'll move Kino forth, and then we'll bring this kind of down again, just so we can actually land this. So Kino, can you go out of the way, please? Like so. Bye bye, Kino. Bye bye. And lock. Sweet, and then what we'll do is bring this down here in a way that we can actually get up on it, and we should be able to fix what needs to be fixed that way. So down we go, because I know where the encased gyroscopes are anyways, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal for me to fix it. Okay, now go with this here like so. Now this might damage it, and that's my only issue or qualm I have against this, but no, we are on top, safe and sound. Okay, let's get this down here and just have a quick look. I don't know why I was going over there for. Now they are, again, on each wing right here. So you needed the one large steel tube each, which is the component I was missing beforehand. Do I have any on me? Unless I put them all back over inside the train spark, which is what I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay, we'll just grab you all anyways. And back up and on, like so. And there we go, now we have the gyroscopes up and running. Just got to get over here safely somehow. What we can do is actually just build this back in, and we should be fine to traverse across it. And then we can take it out for a test flight before ending today's video. Ah, my apologies for that. But, oh no, the other one was actually further inside the wing. My mistake. That's the side. Actually, well, I guess you guys get to see it from this way. So on this side here, we have the remote control unit as well as the ore detector, which is just down one extra layer there. And let me just cover this back up now that you've seen that. And on the other side, we have a small antenna and the two gyroscopes of sorts. I actually thought I made them even, but I mistakenly put them on different sides as I was trying to manage power consumption, so it would actually be fine. So it's actually down inside here, so I can actually grind this down myself. And it should be, yeah, there it is. Access it like so. Perfect. Okay. And put this back up here like such. I do like these thrusters. They do take up 2 blocks, but I don't mind it because it allows for a sleek design, which I think is rather nice. So now we are officially done. Let me put this back in here and we'll go out for a quick test flight before sending this through the gate. I'm actually kind of scared and nervous to send it through the gate, so I probably won't do that in this video, and instead I'll do it in another one. But let's save here, and let's go through a go for a test flight, sorry. So there we go, the thrust is up, powering up, and let's fly Sara! Yay! Looks kind of cool too, and again, I don't mind the camera view necessarily. We can see our tools and we can zoom in if we so desired, but anyways, let's fly around. You guys get to see how its power usage is and everything. It's actually kind of stable, which is rather nice. It doesn't really go over the top anymore, even using 3 directions at once, so that's up, right, and forward. And it only gets up to around about 70% or such. The only time I like that there, I've noticed that overload is when it tries to use 3-directional slowdown, basically, or the dampeners. But that only gets it like to 100, like I think 100.9 or something. So not too much over the top. But yeah, so that's rather nice. We got ourselves another ship up and running here. Again, rather perfect if you ask me. And like such, we sit on the seat and such. I probably won't keep the seat here. I just kind of had it there as I was testing around. But much like Kara, we had a seat sitting on the back randomly, so we probably could utilize that as well. So I'm going to leave this here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If it was a rather short one, I do apologize. But I kind of really wanted to get this new ship up and running and just see how it performs. And it seems like it performs rather nicely. And this now allows me to grind and weld what we desire, as well as connecting to a connector if we ever require any resources or drop off anything. I'm actually thinking of using the Outpost Alpha more so than using Prometheus, as it does have more space, it has the right setup, and I'm not really restricted in how I build stuff as I kind of am at Prometheus. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and stay awesome. Thank you guys for watching.